Et bonjour, lovers. Today we're doing a very interesting synastry because it's a synastry of our favorite couple right now. By our, I mean literally everybody's couple right now. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, right? This couple, my goodness, is loved by everyone, regardless of your race, regardless of your religion, whatever. Everybody loves them, okay? They appeal to all genres and all different cultures and all different people in the world, because I mean Taylor Swift has managed to grab attention in all races, in all age groups as well. And Travis Kelce is loved by everyone literally, and he hangs around everyone as well. So before we continue further, maybe my voice has not properly healed. Perhaps, I will have some sort of issues in between with the voice, but I feel like, now my voice is coming back and I can speak clearly and, with my normal voice, which is great. So we do have a bit of a problem regarding these guys' birth times, right? Regarding Taylor Swift, basically online there are 2 birth times that are assigned to her, and so I had to recalculate her birth time, like as in use the events in her life to kind of like verify, because I needed to verify. Well, that's what researchers do. We verify the data, right? So I needed to verify these times and which birth time was actually hers. So I used all the data that I had, rectified, and I actually verified one of the 2 birth times, which is great, and I was actually very happy. I almost said very content, which is French, but anyway, I was very happy with the results, because it really verified one of the times, to be the exact. So now that I have her birth time verified, use the data, use the methods, verified it, perfect. Regarding Travis Kelce, his birth time is not online. It is simply not listed online. There's not even like an assumption of a birth time regarding to him. And maybe if I were in America, I would go to where they keep records and maybe check. Or maybe if I were a hardcore journalist, then I would call his parents. But none of these 2 scenarios are true. Therefore, as a researcher, I had to do what researchers do when we are limited. Try to calculate things, use statistics, use statistical methods, use maths, use all of that. So, and then I had to do what I did to rectify Taylor's time. I had to use events in his life, trying to find his birth time. So I do have a birth time that I calculated using the astrological methods, and normal data, stats, and so as well, all of that. So with that said, and without anybody else verifying this time, I cannot say that it is 100% of the time. However, I will go on to use it, and if in the long run, in the future, we get his real birth time, and it turns out that I had calculated incorrectly, I will laugh so hard. I will laugh at myself. However, if it turns out that I calculated correctly, then that would be good news. Then I wouldn't have to calculate stuff, or do like a reanalysis. So that would be great. So for the sake of today's Synastry, guys, let's get into it. I'm so excited. This is one of my favorite couples right now, and I think that they're like the couple in Hollywood right now. So let's do this. Taylor Swift, born in 1989 in December the 13th, is a singer, a well-known musician. She is famous, like everybody knows her in the world. Okay, she came in as a country singer, and now she's like the queen of pop, I would say, pop and pop music, because she's no longer like hard on the country music. She's more into pop now, and doing very well, and very loved, very loved, very very loved, celebrated, highly celebrated. And I would say like she's the richest documented, I would say, musician with an E at the end, meaning that a woman, right? Because her net worth is over $1 billion, okay? And obviously this is huge. This is a huge deal. And she doesn't have like other ventures, such as clothing and stuff like that would that she's known for. She's purely known for her music, basically. And Travis, on the other hand, was born in 1989 as well, in October the 5th, and he's also well known as a footballer, right? Not as well known as Taylor Swift, of course, because many of us did not know about Travis Kelce before he dated Taylor Swift. So the world knows Travis Kelce, because of Taylor Swift, of course. In America, they knew about him because that's where he plays, that's where he's a sportsman. But globally, we just know him because of this relationship. That's a fact. And so that now that we're done with those introductions, let's get into the analysis itself. If you would like to have a similar analysis like the one that we are about to do, you can just click on the links below and book your analysis. Even if you don't have your birth time, you can just give me the birth date of you and your significant other, and you'll get your analysis right. The very first thing that I could see from their synastry, which I think any other astrologer or astrology researcher such as myself, or astrology commentator, anyone with knowledge of astrology, the they will see this aspect, and they will say there's a hard commitment in this relationship that is required. He's certain is making an aspect to her moon. All right, anytime when you see this as something like this, like an aspect of moon and Saturn, it definitely means some sort of commitment must be done. Some sort of commitment will be done. Some sort of a commitment will come out of the relationship or the synastry, or even if it's business relationship, it just, but a commitment must be done. Something must be agreed upon. You can't escape it. It's just one of those aspects in a synastry that indicate a commitment. All right, a night type of a shortcut. No, certain is requiring long-term commitment, seriousness in whatever, whether it's a contract, relationship, business, family, anything. Okay, it's requiring that. On the other hand, when we talk about moon, remember, we're talking about emotions. We're talking about the mind itself, your mind. Therefore, in this instant, Taylor's mind, Taylor's emotions are making this aspect to his commitment, to his power of stability, to his power of seriousness, which is represented by certain. So therefore, this commitment, certain responsibility, seriousness coming from Travis is binding Taylor's emotions, is binding Taylor's emotions, mind as well, right? So this is what this aspect is doing. But now we need to look at what exactly this bondage looks like. Is it a nice bondage? Is it how is it look like? How does it look like? Let's get into that. And there will be a tendency of his type of a commitment style that is not corresponding to how her emotions are expressed, how her mind is visualizing commitment. All right, so this is what we're seeing a bit of a clash there. So it's like he represents a certain type of a commitment, and she on the other hand is thinking about another type of committing or commitment. So let's say, for an example, one partner is thinking about just getting engaged and leaving it at that. And then on the other hand, the other partner is like, no, I want to go all in. I want us to get married, to have kids, have properties, do all of that. But obviously they agree on on things like regarding like the traditions that they want to follow, what type of stability they want to provide to the relationship, to towards the future, to their families as well, not forgetting their public image as well as their careers, because their Saturns are conjunct here. So we have her Saturn conjunct his Saturn, right? Which is great, which always helps, because obviously when they conjunct, it means that they were born in the same age group, right? And for them, they were born in the same year, which helps a lot in relationships. This happens also obviously again when there's a certain return and then the person is born in the same sign, right? Even like after so many years, when certain is making his return. Now, when this happens, it always gives a good stability to the relationship, because they will not argue about basic things such as traditions. What type of traditions do we want to introduce to our future, to our relationship, to our families and stuff like that. So this part really helps a lot. One little thing that we see, which is like a bit of a problem, or could be, a place of grievance in their relationship, is that they don't express themselves, or they don't express their emotions rather in the same manner. Okay, so from Taylor's point of view, she's going to require or rather she's going to see some problems, or find some problems regarding how he expresses himself, regarding how he expresses his emotions, right? So Taylor might be feeling like, oh my god, okay, maybe he's too much, he's just showing too much emotions, he's too passionate. Like when he gets angry, he really gets angry. When he's loving me, he's really loving me, like in an obsessive way, type of a vibe. Whereas him, on the other hand, is going to be feeling like, Taylor sometimes can be too playful regarding her emotions, like taking things a bit lightly, taking things a bit too intellectual, trying to talk about emotions instead of showing emotions, trying to analyze emotions, trying to talk about her emotions with her friends and everybody else, and whatever. So there's going to be that clash. It's not really a big thing, because it can be changed, can be fixed, but these are the things that will happen. Why is this? Is because Taylor's moon is in Gemini, right? Whereas his moon is in Scorpio. Now, his moon is in Scorpio, meaning that his love is so deep and his love is so full of passion, right? This is a Scorpio energy. It means that when he loves so quickly and so deeply, and he just wants to kind of like own the other person, own Taylor. This is how he would be feeling, like he wants to own her emotions, like in an, how the Scorpio energy is, guys. So obviously everybody who's into astrology knows about the Scorpio energy already. So he's all about that. He's all about passion, loyalty, deep in, kind of like obsessed with Taylor. And Taylor, on the other side, having her moon in Gemini, is all about, intellectualizing things, communicating the emotions instead of like showing so deep feelings, and as a result, Taylor is the type with this moon, is the type that would even like get angry but forget it quickly, get over it quickly. Whereas Travis, with his moon in Scorpio, for him to get over a grudge would be so difficult. For him to get over pain or betrayal would be a huge difficult thing to do. So with this, we are finding that there could be some sort of argument or debate that will be done, and some sort of transformation that will be required as well from one partner. All right. And now, looking at the main planet that is always concerned regarding relationships and romance, Venus, right? Because this is the planet of responsible for any relationship in terms of intimacy. Like, guys, when it comes to Venus, their Venuses are agreeing with each other, complementary. This is a complementary romance. Their Venus is like complementary to each other because they are trine. They're making a trine. Every time when you see a trine, it means that the planets are agreeing to each other. They are complementary to each other, and this is what is happening. So what does it mean? It actually means that the way he's going now to express his romantic side, the way he's going to romance her is actually going to warm her up. It's going to warm her up. She's going to be warmed up, okay? And she's going to find it quite passionate, like a lot of passion from him. And on the other hand, he is going to find her romantic side like a responsible, matured, a bit well thought of, which is going to be something quite I would say it would require him to take it slow. He's not used to taking it slow. According to this, he's used to just throwing himself into relationships so deep in relationships with so much passion. But now with Taylor, he's going to learn to take things slowly, step by step, because this is Taylor's Venus here. It's requiring that step by step thing. Her Venus is saying, let's take it slow. Let's take it slow. You don't have to rush. I'm in it. I'm committed. I'm in it. I'm into you. You don't have to be scared. I am here. Take it slowly. Let's do things right, the right way. So this is what's going to happen. Obviously, because, there's no relationship that is perfect, even if we're having this trine. Sometimes this maturity in her romantic side, in her love language, can frustrate him at times. He can find it a bit frustrating, that she's so matured. She's like, she wants to plan everything very well. Everything must be fitting to the status. Everything must be fitting to their career schedules and all of that. So sometimes he will be frustrated for sure. And on the other hand, her herself might be feeling a bit irritable, with him wanting to rush things, with him wanting to move so quickly and, deep into it. Why is that? Because his Venus is in Scorpio again, that Scorpio energy I was talking about, meaning that he wants to move in quick, hard, and, with so much passion, whereas her Venus is on the other hand in Capricorn, where everything is moving as slow as the tortoise at Tortue. Yes, it's moving so slowly. So there could be that angle. But however, guys, as I always say, when you are getting to when you have a trine, and then at the same time you are having two signs that are combating each other, it means that we need to compromise in this relationship. We need to sit down, we need to plan, we need to talk it through, we need to come up with better ideas, because from each other, because of this trine, we can gain a lot of stuff, right? So this is what's happening. Now let's get into the juicier details. So one thing that we can see is that in the long run, and if they do get married or if they do get engaged, Taylor is going to go through a lot of transformations. Taylor is going to experience some sort of change that she's going to see in herself. And this change could be happening maybe in a private setting, where the public obviously will not be able to see this change happening. But then she's going to go through this change, and her psychological state is also going to be impacted by this. At the same time, Travis is also going to be influencing this transformation that Taylor is going to experience, okay? And as a result, there is some sort of psychological bondage that they're going to share, something psychological that they're going to share, either maybe something secretive, and they will obviously keep it as a secret, or only their family members, especially the family members of Travis, will know about this. Okay, so this is what would happen if they get married or they get engaged. We also see, of course, that after this happens, especially after they do get married, Taylor Swift is definitely going to inherit some sort of is either going to inherit some sort of gains, all right, because of Travis, or being married to Travis, or maybe her in-laws will be like wanting to give her these things and all of that, that she's going to inherit. Whereas on the other hand, after they get married or after they get engaged formally, then we are seeing that Travis is going to have some sort of change in regarding his work. So it's either he's going to work more, and because he's working more, now he starts seeing her less, or something is going to happen with his work, or maybe he could have an injury that makes him stay at home a bit more, but something relating to his work will change, or will come into the limelight. We will know about it. All right, so, and then this would maybe also affect his health, or he starts to feel not so great regarding his image, something related to this. Okay, and then we're also seeing that after they get married or after they get formally engaged, we will not quickly see children at all. Like, we will not see them having kids so soon, right? However, of course, we there's an indication that he would be more interested in having children with her. Okay, and maybe even if they try to have kids, God forbid, maybe they let's just hope they don't face some things like miscarriages and all that. Let's just hope they don't face those things. And we're also saying that they are going to travel a lot. Obviously they have the means to do that, but we can see definitely after this engagement, or this formal engagement or marriage, lots of travels that they're going to do together. And at the same time, we are seeing them buying a home in a foreign country. We not just in the US, or maybe if it's in the US, maybe in another region from them, but we are seeing them buying properties in foreign lands. Okay, after this formal engagement or formal marriage, this is on the cards: buying properties, buying cars, and all of that. And we're also seeing them, on top of all of this, traveling and everything, we're also seeing them, I wouldn't say, but anyway, we're also seeing, some sort of problems relating to certain friends. Okay, it's either certain friends will feel a bit left out, or certain friends will start talking, to other people about their stuff, and they don't, like that, people leaking information, or some sort of power play happening regarding, the friends and all of that, because we're seeing a lot of Pluto relating to their friendship circle as well, right? So we're seeing that coming up. At the same time, what we also see is that their wealth is going to doubled or tripled or quadrupled or whatever, but their wealth is going to skyrocket after a formal marriage and a marriage or a formal engagement, right? Yeah. So that is on the cards. I mean, they're already rich. We're talking about people who are already wealthy, but this formal engagement or marriage is definitely going to increase whatever wealth they already had. Okay, this is on the cards, and both of them, they're facing that. And obviously, you know, Taylor being having a net worth of over $1 billion already, that's going to increase. That's increasing for sure. But Travis Kelce, you know, his wealth is also like skyrocketing after their marriage or after their formal engagement. I mean, even now, you know, after they got together, just by being together, because of the Synastry, my gosh, that's already been activated for Travis Kelce, because we see he's getting more endorsements and all of that now, right? Which is, I mean, crazy. We can see it on the charts in the Synastry. Or, by the way, somebody asked me if I could upload the charts when I do this analysis. I mean, I could, but I don't want to, because everybody else that is doing astrology, you know, is putting up the charts, and I kind of want, you know, my channel to be a bit different from the rest. I want it to be some sort of like a commentary thing, because I don't say I'm an astrologer. I'm very clear that I'm a researcher. So I want to keep my commentary more of from a point of like journalism, instead of, you know, hardcore astrology, traditional astrology, like how astrologers do. So that's why I don't do that. I keep it like beautiful with the visuals and all of that, right? Anyway, so what we also see happening after they get married or after they formalize their engagement is that at some point, God forbid, but at some point, when things, you know, rocky, well, you know, like all relationships have problems. So I mean, we can talk about that. All relationships have problems, but we would see that Travis Kelce would feel a bit of like a loss, a bit of like some sort of like a sour, like he would feel more when they're not in a good space together, like he would go through some sort of unself-doing. Well, in terms of unself-doing, people usually, you know, do drugs, but other people also, you know, overwork themselves, isolate themselves so much. So, you know, if they would have to have problems, this is how he would be affected. Like he would find that the complications in the relationship are, you know, kind of like throwing all of those things in his ball. I mean, in his court, right? And we're also seeing something very, very interesting here. Besides them buying homes and properties and traveling and all of that, right? And, you know, with the issues with that, with those friends, we're also seeing that there could be some sort of like a lot of communication that is happening with the people that they already know in their circles. There's like people that they already know, like close to them, right? And as a result of this communication, we could find that there's a scandal that comes up, some gossip that becomes a scandal. And of course, because of this, maybe Travis now starts to losing some people that are close to him because of this scandal that would come up. Okay, so that's what we're seeing here. Now we're looking now at the energies. So what we're seeing here is that regarding the I would say Taylor's fans or Taylor's industry colleagues, right? They are criticizing. There are people who are criticizing Travis's image. We're seeing that here. They are criticizing maybe his ego. They talking. There's some criticism that we're seeing is happening, and obviously maybe they're also criticizing the way he speaks or the way he communicates or something like that. But some criticism is happening here, whereas on his and people from his profession or his fans on this side, they are, I would say, nothing much has changed, except that now they finding some sort of a friendly introduction here in terms of her in his life, in his profession, and all of that. And on the other hand, going back to her chart, we're seeing that because of this relationship, and particularly these things will show obviously after marriage or after formalizing the engagement, there's some sort of a limitation that will regard to her. She will feel a bit limited now. Maybe it could be because she has to be in many places at once, because she's a hardworking woman. So it means that now she will start to have to limit herself, maybe to even limit her work, or maybe her schedule or something like that, due to his certain requiring that from her, right? And obviously we're seeing that as well. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're seeing that when it comes to the bedroom, she's a happy girl when she's with Travis, huh? And there's no problem there. There's no issues there. She's happy. Travis is making her happy. Okay, guys. And anyway, so I'm just looking at this one. And okay, finally, regarding him, due to her sun and her Mars, right, we are seeing that he's going to feel at times agitated, right? Agitated, because there could be people male figures in her life that are putting some sort of expectations towards him, some sort of rules, or some words towards his direction, and these could agitate him a bit. Okay, so this is what we're saying as well. So guys, literally overall the commitment, they will not and they cannot escape it. They will have to be committed to each other due to their synastry, and that commitment is something that they cannot avoid. And when I did a bit of research before I compiled this analysis, I saw that they actually moved in together apparently this December, because they started dating around September last year, right? And then they are rumored to have moved in together in December of last year, which is not which is not surprising with this synastry, which is requiring them to be committed to each other whether they want to or not. It is their synastry. They cannot escape it. The commitment to each other cannot be escaped. Therefore, me personally, I am expecting a formal engagement. I am expecting even marriage if that goes there. But we must remember that nowadays people really don't care about the big marriage. Like nowadays people are just happy to move in together, and that's a huge commitment. So things have changed a bit. They're not so traditional anymore, but because of his certain, he wants marriage, like he wants like the real deal, the traditional marriage, going down the aisle, all of that. He wants that. Her, on the other hand, could be having a different form of commitment, a different idea of how they should go about it. So guys, that's it about our favorite couple. And if you want a similar report for you and your significant other, send your details through. Click on the link below. And so for now, I say thank you, and I'll chat to you soon. A bientôt.